Saving money isn't just about earning more. It's about cutting back on the things that don't really add value to your life. In this video, I'll share 10 things I stopped buying that helped me save over $5,000 a year. From subscriptions I barely used to fashion splurges and too much takeout, these small changes made a big difference. Make sure to like this video and subscribe for more practical money-saving tips. Saving money doesn't always come from making more income. It often comes from spending less on things that don't actually add long-term value to our lives. For years, I wondered where all my money was going even though I wasn't living extravagantly. That's when I started tracking my spending and realized how much of it was disappearing into small, recurring expenses and unnecessary purchases. By making intentional choices, I was able to cut down costs and save nearly $5,000 in a single year. Here are the 10 things I stopped buying, from number 10 to number 1, that made the biggest difference in my financial journey. Point 10. Daily takeout coffee. It started as a harmless routine. Every morning, I would stop at a cafe, grab a latte, and head to work. It felt like an affordable luxury, just $4 or $5 a day. But once I did the math, I realized I was spending well over $120 a month, nearly $1,500 a year, just on coffee. The solution wasn't giving up coffee altogether. I love it too much for that. Instead, I invested in a simple coffee maker and a quality bag of beans. Brewing at home not only saved me money, but also gave me the freedom to experiment with flavors. I still treat myself to a cafe coffee occasionally, but it's no longer a daily drain. Point 9. And used subscriptions. Like many people, I fell into the subscription trap. Streaming services, music platforms, fitness apps, even digital magazines, I had them all. At one point, I was paying for more than 5 different streaming services, even though I regularly used only 1 or 2. The issue with subscriptions is that they're designed to be forgotten. You sign up for a free trial, forget to cancel, and suddenly you're losing $10, $20, or even $50 every month. When I finally reviewed my credit card statements, I realized I was throwing away $600 to $800 a year on services I barely touched. Now, I keep only the ones I actually use. I also rotate subscriptions. If I want to watch shows on one platform, I subscribe for a month, then cancel and switch to another later. It's flexible, intentional, and keeps costs low. Point 8. Brand new tech upgrades. For years, I fell for the tech upgrade cycle. Every time a new phone launched, I felt like my current one was outdated, even though it still worked perfectly. I convinced myself I needed the latest model for better speed, camera quality, or storage, but in reality, I was just chasing shiny new gadgets. This cycle cost me hundreds of dollars every year. But when I decided to break free, I realized how much money I could save. By using my phone for at least 4 years instead of 2, I saved at least $500 annually. I also started buying refurbished electronics instead of brand new ones, which often come at a significant discount but perform just as well. Point 7. Fast fashion and impulse clothing. Buy. Shopping sales used to feel like a victory. I'd buy trendy outfits at discounted prices, wear them once or twice, and then let them sit in the back of my closet. I didn't realize I was wasting hundreds of dollars on clothes I didn't actually love or need. When I discovered the concept of a capsule wardrobe, everything changed. Instead of chasing fast fashion trends, I started investing in versatile, timeless pieces that could be mixed and matched. A pair of high-quality jeans, a few neutral tops, a blazer, and good shoes went much further than a pile of trendy items that fell apart quickly. By focusing on quality over quantity, I cut my clothing expenses by at least $700 a year. My wardrobe became simpler, more stylish, and I stopped stressing about what to wear. 6. Frequent takeout and delivery meals. Ordering takeout was my guilty pleasure. It felt convenient after long days when I didn't feel like cooking. But when I added up the costs, delivery fees, service charges, tips, and overpriced meals, it was shocking. I was easily spending $100 a week, which added up to nearly $5,000 a year on food delivery alone. I made a simple shift. I started meal prepping. On Sundays, I'd cook a few meals in bulk, store them in containers, and have them ready during the week. I also began to enjoy cooking as a creative outlet. Takeout became an occasional treat instead of a habit. saving me nearly $1,200 a year. Point 5. Bottled water and sugary drinks. It seemed harmless. Grabbing bottled water at the gas station, picking up a soda with lunch, or buying iced tea on a hot day. But those small purchases were quietly eating away at my budget. Instead, I invested in a reusable water bottle and started carrying it everywhere. I cut out most sodas and sugary drinks, which saved me about $400 a year. Not only did I save money, but I also felt healthier and more energized. Point 4. Extended warranties and protection plans. Every time I bought electronics or appliances, I was offered extended warranties. They sounded like a good idea, but in reality, most of them were unnecessary. Manufacturers already provide limited warranties, and in most cases, the items work just fine for years. Once I started saying no to extended warranties, I saved anywhere from $100 to $300 per purchase. Over the course of a year, that added up to several $100s. Point 3. Gym membership. I didn't use like many people. I joined a gym in January, full of motivation. By March, my visits dropped, and by June, I wasn't going at all. But the monthly payment kept coming out of my account. $40 a month for $180 a year for something I wasn't even using. That I decided to cancel and instead invested in affordable home equipment. Resistance bands, a yoga mat, and dumbbells. I also started following free workout videos on YouTube. Not only did I save money, but I actually worked out more consistently because I removed the barrier of traveling to the gym. Point 2. Impulse purchases from online shopping. Late night scrolling was dangerous for me. I'd see an ad for a gadget, a kitchen tool, or some trendy home decor item, and within minutes, it would be in my cart. The ease of one-click shopping made it too tempting. I introduced a simple rule: the 24-hour pause. Whenever I wanted to buy something, I left it in my cart and waited a day. Most of the time, I realized I didn't need it after all. This habit alone saved me at least $1,000 in unnecessary spending over the year. Point 1. Buying convenience groceries. This was the biggest culprit. I often bought pre-cut fruits, bagged salads, ready-to-eat meals, and frozen dinners. They promised convenience but came at a steep markup. A pre-cut fruit bowl that cost $6 at the store could be replaced by whole fruits costing only $2 or $3. By cooking more from scratch and meal prepping, I cut my grocery bill significantly. Over the course of a year, I saved more than $1,000 by skipping convenience foods. The best part? The meals I cooked were healthier and tasted better. At first, I thought saving $5,000 in a year meant I'd have to sacrifice happiness or comfort. But the opposite happened. I realized I wasn't giving up joy, I was cutting out waste. Daily coffee runs, forgotten subscriptions, fast fashion, and delivery meals weren't bringing me long-term happiness. They were only draining my wallet. If you've ever felt like money slips through your fingers no matter how hard you work, I encourage you to look at the small, repeated purchases in your life. They may seem harmless, but together they create a massive hole in your finances. Cut them out, and you'll be surprised at how quickly the savings add up. The truth is, you don't need to sacrifice everything to save money. You just need to be intentional with your spending. Cutting out a few things here and there can add up to thousands of dollars a year. If this video inspired you to rethink your own spending habits, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more personal finance hacks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.